Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Inshallah, today we will start our revision for Precalculus Quiz 1. The first thing, using set builder notation to rewrite a set. The first question given us a set 8, 9, 10, 11, and so on, and we need to rewrite it in set builder notation. Okay, your first step is to open your braces, assign any letter for the members of the set, so we can write X, and we will choose X from any of our sets. Okay, we have the sets natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, and rational and irrational, and real numbers. Okay, but in this example we have to choose one of these sets, natural or whole or integers, because we don't have decimals, we don't have any rational or irrational numbers, so we have to choose it from natural or whole or integers. In this example I will choose natural, and it doesn't matter if you choose any of the other two sets. And how to describe this set? Okay, you can say this is all of the numbers bigger than 7, or you can say it's more than or equal to 8. Next example, we have x less than 7. Okay, I didn't say it's only natural numbers or whole numbers, so we could have decimals, we could have fractions, we could have irrational numbers, so we need to assign our number to real numbers. So if I write it x, I will say x belongs to r. And how to describe this interval? It's x less than 7. It's already described for us. Okay, next we need to use interval notation. Okay, for interval notation, remember, if it was rounded brackets, it means a number, it doesn't belong to our interval. For example, if I started with 5 and beside it rounded bracket, it means we don't have 5. 5 is not included in our interval, but we will start with the first number after 5 or before 5, as for the example. Okay, for letter A, we have x, it's bigger than negative 8 and smaller than or equal to 16. So already we have our interval limits, and we will write them in order. But negative 8 is not included in our interval, so I'll make it as a round bracket because we don't have an equal sign. And 16 is included because we don't have an equal sign here, so I have to write it as a square brackets. That's it. Okay, for the next example, we have x less than 11. But for interval notation, we need two members of numbers, like the first example, negative 8 and 16. So what is the second member, or what is the second element? Okay, we need all of the numbers less than 11, so it goes all the way. If this is 11, I will start with 11, and goes all of the way, taking all of the numbers smaller than 11 till it reach negative infinity. Okay, so to write our interval, it's negative infinity and 11. About infinity and negative infinity, you cannot have infinity or negative infinity, you cannot catch infinity or negative infinity, so it always be rounded bracket. But about 11, we only have less than, not less than or equal to, so we will make it as rounded bracket. Next, we need to identify relations that are functions from the graphs. If you have any graph, you will just use VLT, vertical line test. So for each vertical line, if you intersect your graph in only one point, like in this example, any vertical line intersects the graph in only one point, so it's a function. So this one is a function. But if you have a graph like this, if you intersect it with one vertical line and you'll find the intersection is 2 points, so it's not a function. Okay, next we need to find the value of the function. For example, if g of x is equal to x squared plus 8x minus 24, so how to find g of 6? Okay, to do this, all what you need to do is just replace in x with 6. So you will open a bracket squared, each x you replace it with brackets so that you can put your input inside of them. And this one is 8, and then empty bracket minus 24, and the numbers that we need to substitute with is 6, so it will be 6 squared plus 8 times 6, and you will just need to calculate the answer. So this one will be 36 plus 48 minus 24, which is, this one is 36 plus 24, 36 plus 24, so it will be 60. I think so, 60. Okay, let's check it one more time. This is 24, 24, 40, 40, 60. Yes. Okay. Next. Okay, we need to find the domain algebraically. What's the meaning of domain? Domain are all the numbers that we can replace it for x. Usually we can replace any number for x, but then sometimes we got some problems, like if you have a fraction or a rational function like what we have right now, you cannot have a 0 in the denominator. And also if you have a square root or fourth root, sixth root, any even index root, you cannot have a negative number below it. So you couldn't have a negative number below it. So to write the domain, I can say I need any number, but I don't want this denominator to be 0. So let's figure out which number make it 0. So we'll make x minus 5 is equal to 0, plus 5 plus 5, so x is equal to 5. So you can replace x with any number but except this one, because this one will make your denominator 0 and we don't want this. So we can say it's all of numbers except 5, and this is your domain, this is your answer. Okay, in the next question we have a square root, and you already know this. It cannot be negative, so it either positive or 0. How to write this? We will say t minus 5. It cannot be negative, but it either positive or 0, so it will be bigger than or equal to 0. Okay, do your algebra, move negative 5 to the other side as positive 5, so it will be 0 plus 5, which is 5. And we need to write this as an interval, so we can find our solution as an interval. It goes bigger and bigger and bigger, so it starts with 5 and goes to infinity. And about the brackets, we have an equal sign here, so remember it's a square brackets. Okay, next, how to find piecewise defined function. Okay, for this example we need to find h of 67. It's like we're separating our function into several parts. In this example we separated our function into 3 parts, and you have to determine in which part you need to plug in your number, which is 67. Okay, you will search for it here. Which interval contains 67? Is it 63 to 66 or 66 to 68 or bigger than 68? Okay, we will go for the second one. It's between 66 and 68. So you need to plug your number here in the second function, or in the second part of the function. So h of 67, it goes inside the second part, so it will be 3 open bracket and right beside it 67 minus 132. And then do your algebra and find the answer. Let's do it. This is 180, this is 201, I think. Yeah, 201. 201 minus 132, this is 868, 68, so it will be 69, yes. Okay, in the next example, so in the next question we have h of 72. We need to plug in 72. At first search for 72. Where 72, it's bigger than 68. So we will plug it here in the third part of the function. So instead of having 2x minus 66, it will be 2 times 72 minus 66. Okay, let's do it. This is 144, 144 minus 66. Okay, we will go for 34 and 38, 78. I think it's 78. Let's check it one more time. Okay, this is 144 minus 66. This is 14, 8. This is 13, 7. Yeah, 78. Okay, next we need to find the domain and range. And this is from the graph, not algebraically. So we need to find domain and we need to find range. Remember this. You can get your domain from x-axis, so you need to determine which number you will start with and which number you will end with. Okay, the first number that we will start with is this number, and the last number we ending with is this number. And careful for the empty and shaded circles. Shaded circle, it means you already have the number included in your interval, but empty circle, it means you don't have this number inside your interval. So it starts with -2 and ends with 6, so you will say this is -2 till 6. -2 is shaded circle, make it a square bracket. 6 is rounded circle or empty circle, you will make it a rounded bracket. Okay, next we need the range. Okay, to find the range you have to determine which point at y-axis you will start with and which point you will end with, and we already have it. So we have 0 and 4. 4, it's on line, so you have the number 4, so it will be square bracket. But what about 0? We have a shaded point here and we have empty circle here. Okay, since you have a shaded point here, it means you have the number 0. Number 0 is contained inside your range, so you could have 0 as an answer. So our range from 0 to 4. Okay, here we need to find the theme, domain and range. Okay, for domain it starts with -4, ends with go all the way till infinity. But okay, take this note, we have an empty circle up and down at the number 2, so we don't have the number 2 inside our domain. So how to write this? I will say we will start with -4 and go all the way till 2. -4, we don't have -4 because it's a empty circle, unshaded circle, and we don't have 2. It's like a break inside your domain. And then we will need to continue from 2 and goes all of the way till infinity because we have an arrow here. Okay, so how to get the range? To get the range, we need to determine which point we will start with. It goes all of the way down, so it starts with -infinity and go up, up, up till this number, which is -2. But we don't have -2 here because we have an empty circle, so it's like a rounded bracket. And then we have this number. We're just looking on y-axis. We have this line and we have this line. It means we contain in this number, which is number 6. So we will just add 6 to our domain with normal braces. Okay, let's keep going. Next, we need to find y-intercept. We need to approximate y-intercept and find it algebraically. For the first step, just approximate it. We approximate it here. This is 1, this is 2. I could say y-intercept is 1.2, for example, 1.2. So I will say y-intercept is 1.2, positive 1.2. Yes. Okay, but let's find it algebraically. Okay, to find y-intercept algebraically, you need to set x to 0. X is equal to 0 because the x coordinate is equal to 0 in your function, because you need to find it algebraically. So you'll use the function rule. So we'll find f of 0. We will replace each x with 0. So it will be -2, 0 power 3 plus 4 over 3, which is equal to 4 over 3, which is equal to 1/3, which is 1.33. So algebraically, we find it accurately to be 0 and 1.33. And this is how to find it algebraically. Let's do the same here. We need to estimate or approximate y-intercept. Okay, it's here. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4. So y-intercept, and we should write approximately, is approximately positive 4. Okay, let's check it. We will just plug in x is equal to 0 in our function, so it will be g of 0 because he named our function here to be g, equals 0 minus 5 minus 1, sorry, this is -1. Okay, this one will be 5 minus 1 is 4. Yeah, we already estimated correctly, so this one will be 0 and 4. Remember, when you get y-intercept, always you have the x coordinate to be 0. Okay, next. Alhamdulillah, we finished our revision, and good luck in your quiz. If you have any question, please send it to me.